Well, what's up?
What's up, world? You went for the Saw shirt. I went for the Texas Chainsaw shirt.
It all fits. It all makes sense. It's fine.
We're playing Texas Chainsaw right after
Hell yeah.
streaming it. We played for about an hour today.
Mm.
Just kind of learning the basics so I don't look like a total dipshit.
Oh, when you're live streaming, like, I got this, guy.
I don't got this. I don't got this. I escaped all but one time, though, so I got it okay. I mean, I'm not a fucking idiot. My brother died in the first minute of every game.
No shit.
Oh, yeah. So he's an idiot.
Okay. See, I have it paused at 0. Is that about where you guys are at, or did you not set it up yet?
We gotta have about 10 minutes. Ariadne's here. All right, let's see here. I need to. I have to watch it on some little side fucking screen while we do this because I can't put it on the TV and watch it. We used to do it like where we sat in front of the TV.
They get you on the copyrights?
No, just we don't have that set up anymore in this house.
Oh. That makes sense.
So.
Hi.
Hi. Been a while.
Yeah. I
How
think
you
actually
doing?
the live stream I ever did with Jason was with you.
That's
Nightmare
right. Was
2.
that was either Nightmare 2 or Paranormal Activity? I couldn't remember which
It was
one
Nightmare
it was.
2.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. You know?
It's exciting watching this with you since you're like the Saw expert.
Yeah, I won't say that's Saw expert, but yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I've been trying to like become more well versed on like the lore and stuff. I've been watching YouTube videos while I'm at work.
Well, shameless plug. If you need a refresher course on the Saw franchise, check out the Jigsaw Files podcast on the Movie Misfits YouTube channel.
Yeah, I should listen
We
to
don't
that,
endorse
honestly.
No, we don't. This is not a paid promotion by any means. No.
You're getting to see me eat dinner because
Yeah.
I've been all over the fucking place to make this night happen.
Been a day, huh?
Oh my god.
Just busy.
Just
Busy,
getting
busy?
everything in order. I didn't even get to finish the fucking movie that I started yesterday. I was like, oh, I'll have plenty of time to watch that today.
No
Sure
shit.
fuck did not. I only have like 20 minutes left in it. I didn't even get close to pressing play on it today. Oh wow.
Wolfman Jack says, so is the kitty taking Callie's place for this. Little do you know that the kitty is Callie. She transforms. She's like the professor in Harry Potter. Transforms
It's
into
true.
a cat.
McGonagall.
Except for she took Kaylee's place.
Yeah.
Not Callie's place.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay, dude.
It's all right.
It's been a while, okay?
It's fine. This is like my name. My mom like cursed me by trying to spell it uniquely, but pronouncing it in a way that it doesn't look like it is.
Yeah.
So I've dealt with this forever.
Yeah, Kaharis.
Yeah, D nice. Yeah.
What's up, Brian?
Brian, hello. Ariadne.
Mm-hmm. I'm watching to the end of 5 so far. Taking a bit of a break at the moment, but I'll probably continue later this week. Well, I can't remember.
I think didn't you say that you hadn't seen them?
Yeah,
This is
Ariadne.
your first watch for all of them?
First time ever.
Oh, nice.
What's up,
Hi,
Froggy?
Froggy. Welcome back. Yeah, Chris, I'll have to listen to your podcast because I was just listening to what is his name? It's like CZ something.
CZ's World? Yeah, he did make some good content. Yeah, I like his channel.
I found it really helpful. I liked watching like the character breakdowns that he did.
Very informative, yeah, for sure. It definitely gives like a lot of history to like things that are just like subtle in the movie that you might not pick up on. You're like, oh, that explains that. Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. But I'll listen to your podcast starting Monday at work.
Sounds
They're asking you, Chris.
Oh, my favorite 2023 horror movie. God, I'm so behind on a lot of horror. From this year and last year in particular, I gotta fucking pull up Letterboxd real quick because I don't even remember what I saw this year.
How many of you even watched?
Not very many. Not 50. That's for sure.
Not what?
Not
Said
50.
not 50. That's for sure.
We've
or
watched
whatever.
like I think it's 65.
Oh, sorry, 65. I'm sorry, I didn't watch 65 of them.
No, it's no, not
Uh,
at all.
Okay,
Sorry, no, I wasn't saying it to be like. I was definitely not saying it like that.
no, I know. Well, I guess the full-on horror movie are the ones that I've seen. Granted, I still have to watch things like Cobweb and The Last Voyage of Demeter and like some of the stuff that like just recently came out. But the ones I've seen so far, I'm gonna go Evil Dead Rise. But I would like to throw Missing into that conversation. That's like laptop thriller, so I would throw that in there. And that Missing's great. Like if you love searching, you'll love Missing just as much, I think.
Yeah, we were big fans of
Yeah,
it.
it's so cool. I love the style and the format and everything. Like I just want so many more movies like that. Like they don't
I
even
do
have to
too.
be horror or thriller. Like I just love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So creative. Yeah, and Evil Dead Rise is definitely up there for me too. I really, really loved it.
Yeah.
If this list is accurate, we've watched 63 2023 horror movies this year. What is number one? Probably still Renfield.
That's high up there too. I got that like number 2 for horror right now. So
yeah, Renfield was great.
it was so much fun.
Cobweb is definitely up there on my list. I think like so far with the year.
I've heard good things about that one. I'm watching that one probably like next weekend is when I think I'm going to sit down and finally watch that one. But
nice.
Yeah,
I'd say probably the biggest surprise of the year was Moon Garden.
Yeah, Moon Garden's really cool.
Infinity Pool, Megan, Evil Dead Rise, Mother May I. Those are like top 5.
Another one I liked. Again, it's it's just silly fun, but Wrath of Becky. I love the first Becky. I thought the second one was a lot of fun. Like it pretty much gave me what I asked for, no more, no less, and I'm good with that. So I didn't want to throw that one out there too.
Yeah, that one was fun for sure.
Oh, sorry.
I'm taking control.
Do it.
Hi, Zodiac. Welcome.
Yeah.
The second worst, in my opinion, was Hit and Run. Guy being slowly twisted apart. He had remorse, but it didn't matter to Sam. Is this
Hit and Run? That's a movie from this year.
I know. Greetings, Exalted One. Hello, Special Agent.
Hey, Danner.
Ariadne said, I watched the first 4 for sure. I think I watched 5 at some point previously, but I think I blocked it out. I know I haven't watched 6 and after, with the exception of Spiral.
Jason's about to tell you to watch 6 right now. He doesn't care. No, 6 is awesome. 6 is pretty awesome.
6 is the best.
Ross, hello. Today we answered the question, torture porn or convoluted plot?
Convoluted plot. I hate that term, torture porn, so much.
Neither. Ross can get out.
Ross, leave.
Ross can get out. We don't want that energy in here. Just kidding.
Ross is great. Ariadne missing was amazing. Yes, I'm glad. Chris, you changed your shirt.
I did. So Danner and I do a horror podcast. We just recorded our sleepaway camp episode where I was wearing my sleepaway camp shirt, and then in the few minutes in between, I switched out to my Saw shirt so I could start this. So yeah, I did change my shirt in the last few minutes.
You have a wardrobe change.
I was hoping we were going to catch you in the in between. No shirt.
Allie's here. Hi. Missing
Hey.
was awesome. Love laptop horror. It's so cool.
What's up, Allie?
It gets creative. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Froggy
big
says
fan.
Knock at the Cabin for them so far. Okay.
That one I haven't watched yet.
It's not on my top.
No.
But
I was
it's
in the middle on it.
It's an interesting film.
It's super predictable. Is my issue.
The Boston Strangler? What?
He's just admitting that that's him.
He's the Boston Strangler. This is my confession. You guys aren't gonna tell anybody, right? Ain't nobody watch.
I've eluded capture long enough. I'm bored with life. All right, let's do this.
Let's
You guys
do this,
ready?
man.
Yes.
All right.
I'm ready.
Starting in 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
Lionsgate presents Convoluted Plot Torture Porn Part 3.
Part 3.
Lionsgate on TikTok, and they posted this like really cute meme about like what traps they could get out of in the new one. It was really funny. I was like, wow, you're so like up to date and modern.
I saw one earlier because the new Paw Patrol movie comes out the same day I saw X over hashtag Saw Patrol. And the official Saw social media pages put out like this Paw Patrol little maze that you can color in for kids, and he blocked all the exits of the maze, and he's like, there are no escape, and he wrote game over on it. Oh, Donnie, we hear
that doesn't seem fair.
I know, right?
Well,
Jigsaw's not a fair man. Let's call it what it is. Jigsaw's never been a fair man.
No. I think Rubble and all of those pups deserve
Oh yeah,
just
you know
as
the
much.
names.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
Rubble on the double.
Bro, I haven't seen Paw Patrol.
No?
No, because this is like one of those things you watched with the girls like before me.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I never had an excuse or like a reason to watch it.
You got it
before.
backwards. The girls watched it with me.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They were like, Dad, put on Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I'm like,
No, I want to watch, what was it, Chase and whatever the other ones are.
Zuma.
Aw.
Yeah.
Now,
This scene is so rad.
yeah.
I really was taken aback by this in the theater.
I was too, because I wasn't really expecting to pick up where we left off for whatever reason, but I love that we do because I'm a sucker for that stuff.
Oh, sure.
And this is the first one. This is the first one in the Saw franchise where we do pick up where the last one ended.
And well, it's only the second sequel, bro. Calm down.
Right. True.
It's only
You're right.
415 films in. It's like finally,
Finally, they've done it.
they finally did it. They didn't do it last time, but they did it this time. Finally. Just an FYI, once again, just in case everyone is on the same page, and people will complain about it when they come in after this, but we will be talking spoilers for the entire franchise, potentially.
Yes.
So, if you haven't seen them,
Be
too bad.
forewarned.
We're talking Saw. Things are going to slip.
Saw up like that. Do you think Amanda
Yes.
put it back up there for him?
See,
Like, let me just pop this up.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know if Amanda would go back and do it especially not for Eric. That was probably a Hoffman thing. Like, he's my coworker. I'll give him the courtesy of setting it up nicely for him. Like, maybe that's what happened.
See, like right there, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know for sure that's the guy who played Xander or not.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
Is.
So that kind of shit is the coolest shit ever for me.
Yeah.
Like an actor will come back to play a dead body for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, they were all ready to use like a prop or build their own dummy or whatever. But no, he asked Darren Bosman. He's like, "Can I just come back and do that for a day?" He's like, "Yeah, sure, if you want." So I like that.
I would. One of my favorite parts of this movie is the look on like Amanda's face when she realizes how fucking fast he got out.
Oh
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
like,
which is
"What
like,
the fuck is that guy already out?"
Yeah.
No, okay. Which is more painful, sawing your leg off
Or
or
breaking it, I guess.
breaking it, like pulverizing
It's a
it?
great question.
I think that because he's just so fucking mad, and I think like once, maybe the first or second hit, it probably broke, and then he hit it again, and it probably numbed it at that point. His body's in such shock
Yeah.
that I think, I don't know. So, do I think that he would do this versus cut it off? I mean, it's smart in a way because you might potentially get to keep it
Oh, I don't know, dude.
if you get out of
I don't
there.
know. I've broken bones. I think this would be worse.
Yeah, that would be.
Okay, obviously,
I mean-
this is done for shock effect. This is not
Oh,
done.
yeah.
And
No.
okay, let's be honest. Him breaking his foot and pulling it out sideways makes no sense. It doesn't make it any smaller.
It doesn't, but it's cool.
It's cool, but how does that make it come out? It would be really fucked up as if he did that and then it didn't fit anyway.
Right.
Because honestly, how fast before it started swelling?
Bro. I don't know.
What a way to open.
Super fast. I love that open.
And the thing that's cool is that I like when films start you off like already in the story. So it's like if you haven't seen the previous films.
Yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like you don't know what's going on.
Too bad.
Too bad.
Yeah, too fucking bad.
This trap is such bullshit.
We could do the Resident Evil openings. My name is Jigsaw. Last we saw, this guy was put in the bathroom. So dumb. I hate those movies so much.
My name
Here's Rig. I love it. One of my favorite things about this franchise, for sure, and this is the introduction to Hoffman here.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite things about this is like with the characters that we meet. Like, okay, so we meet Carrie, right? Carrie's like this background character in Saw 1, right?
Yep.
She kind of becomes the main character for the first like 20 or so minutes of this movie.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And then you get Hoffman, who's introduced here for like, I don't know, what's he in the movie? 5 minutes?
If that.
You got Rig, who's in the last movie, this movie, and then he's the star of the fourth movie.
Yeah.
Like, I love that you take these kind of small characters and they all get their own film.
Yeah.
Yep. They all get their time to shine at some point.
Yeah. That's super cool to me. Now here comes the actor from Insidious.
Yep.
Hey,
This is.
Talk to this guy.
I did. So, Kaylee, if you're, I did an interview with him on our Saw 3 episode, and we talked about like how the trap was done and all that stuff. We talked about some of his other projects too, but very nice guy, Jay LaRose here, and it's again, this is one of my favorite. I probably put this in my top 10 traps of the franchise. It's because of it's simple. It's in this tiny little classroom. Some of it's unwinnable. I mean, it's obviously unwinnable, but right. But I like the scene just as a whole. I like the design of the trap. I think it's really good.
Whose trap is this?
This is Amanda's.
Yeah, I think so.
Whose trap is this? Because I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know who's. Do we get confirmation of whose trap this is?
Not that I'm aware of. No,
because they specifically say, because Hoffman's there, it makes me lead to believe, because it's so mean-spirited.
Yeah.
And because Hoffman is like there first, it makes me feel like it's his trap.
Well, also remember in Saw 6 as well, we have that cold open trap with Tanisha Howard and all that stuff. And then Hoffman, once again, goes back to the crime scene when everyone's like investigating it. So that kind of makes me think that Hoffman does this often. He goes back to the crime scene quite often, especially when it's his trap.
That's a typical trope of serial killers.
Well, yeah.
I love to go back to the scene of the
Always goes back to the scene of the crime.
Weapon.
Well, because
I do love
like punished essentially because she's not giving people the chance.
Sure, but that's more. So that's Adam
and Carrie.
Right? Adam and Carrie are the two that are like what Jigsaw, because they show clips of that, like your games are unwinnable, but they don't show this guy.
Right.
To my memory, they don't show this guy in those flashbacks.
No, not that I can recall. No.
I like the idea about Hoffman though, because what you guys said about him like returning to the scene of the crime and stuff. I think that's cool. It just is so. Like,
his hand should have opened up there.
Yeah.
There's no way, and the fact that the door is sealed.
I do love Rig's line where Hoffman's talking about all he had to do was release himself from each of the chains and walk up. And Rig's like, all he had to do?
Yeah.
Well, that's the first hint. Now, do you think that Hoffman, because, okay, my thinking on this, and correct me if I'm wrong if you've read something or know something that I don't on this, but I feel like that line sets up Hoffman as like a questionable character.
I think so.
Whatever, right?
So I would think so.
Or did Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton watch Saw 3 and say, you know what? Hoffman's kind of fucked up. What if we make him an apprentice?
To my knowledge, Lee Winnell wrote the Hoffman character in Saw 3 as like a tribute to the late producer Greg Hoffman, who passed away after Saw 2. So I don't think they had any plans for him beyond that, other than just a little tribute as far as Lee Winnell and Darren Bousman probably goes. But when Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton came in, I'm sure they looked at this scene in particular where Riggs like, that's someone who's still out there, and he's kind of pointing towards Hoffman, and I think they're like, we could use that, and I think they kind of ran with that from there. That's what I think happened. I don't know for sure, but that's kind of the idea that I get.
All right, let's go to the comments. I do want to say that as most people know, I'm a Hoffman guy. He's my favorite of the franchise.
See, I'm Team Amanda, but I do like Hoffman sometimes. He's got his moments for sure.
I think I lean more towards Amanda, but I'm gonna see how I feel after this watch through.
Bloodhound, what's going on?
Hello.
I couldn't tell if the cop lost his foot or just mangled it.
So that's
fine. Ice block, so wouldn't pass out from pain. Then the verbal game. On the ice block, he definitely still has his foot. I mean, we see Jigsaw put the boot on it, and he still has a foot. So
yeah,
and we can see a foot is in there, so he still has his foot. But it's been like 6 months.
Yep.
So why it's not healed after 6 months?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I feel like, you know, because I would assume Gordon, right, is we do get confirmation that Gordon is the one who puts the boot on him, right? Do we see that? I know he does the eye key.
I think
that's
it might
definitely Gordon.
Yeah, the key thing was Gordon for sure. But I think Eric Matthews' boot, I think that was a Hoffman job, if I'm not mistaken. Because I always got the vibe that Hoffman was the one, like, because obviously Amanda didn't know that he was still alive. Jigsaw knew, of course, but I think that was just a thing between Jigsaw and Hoffman kind of took care of that side of things.
Here's some good evidence right there that because this franchise is labeled torture porn, which I hate, but I've said many times, like,
yeah,
torture porn to me is literally like gore and sex and no other plot, right? Which we talked about on the last live stream, where you can't call it torture porn and convoluted in the same breath. That doesn't make any sense. Those are two completely opposing things.
Because some would argue there's too much plot in these movies. Yeah,
right. So you can't say it's torture porn and that it's convoluted. That doesn't make any sense. Torture porn has no plot, so it's got too much plot and it's torture porn. It doesn't make any sense. But regardless, the porn part of it also doesn't work because, once again, there's no nudity in this movie. And well, in this movie, there actually
in this one, yes, but it's not for sexual purposes.
It is literally the only nudity in the entire franchise outside of Jigsaw's dick in the next one. But my point being is that Diane Meyer.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Dina Meyer. Dina Meyer.
Dana Meyer. So that scene right there, like they clouded the water specifically to not show nudity. And Dana Meyer, however you say her name, she's in Starship Troopers,
right?
And she's nude a lot in that movie, so she has no problem being nude on camera,
right?
Right. So like this franchise purposely does not have any kind of sexuality to it at all. So
it doesn't need it. No,
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's nothing sexually violating. There's not like they never go down that route.
Well, they do in Saw 4 with Ivan. That's like the closest they come to that.
That's like,
you know what I mean?
Pointing out that he's just a piece of
right. But I'm just saying, like, in terms of going down that road, that's the closest that they go that way.
He's a sexual predator.
Yeah.
This trap. This
it's so good.
Awful.
Well, yeah, but it's unwinnable as well.
I could not.
She beats the trap and still dies.
I know.
Dipping your hand in acid. What?
Well, I hope you enjoy it. We were fine on it. Hoffman's the scariest character. I agree. He's a psychopath. Hoffman pocketing that piece could possibly be him using that later.
Yeah, knowing what we know now, Also,
now, okay, before we get into more of that, you always have to remember, like, you can make the pieces fit, right? I mean, no pun intended.
Yeah.
Right.
But like anything past this film, like 3, 4, or no, I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7, all that stuff. I think Marcus Dunstan and Patrick Melton do a wonderful job weaving it together and making it feel like it was purposeful, but it wasn't. Right? I don't think that Lee Winnell, I think that, okay, they do leave enough breadcrumbs for franchise to continue, obviously. He swallows the tape, stuff like that. The Jeff's game is not done. I'm the only guy that knows the location to your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Even though that one is kind of slightly annoying, but I actually like it now. At first I was like, oh, so Jeff's game is not ever going to happen. The girl's rescued immediately.
Yep.
Then I like that, like, Hoffman goes in and totally screws up John's plans.
Yeah.
Because, like, Jeff had a game.
Yeah.
Right? And Hoffman totally, like, did away with that game and set up a game for Strom instead.
Exactly. Which, again, all that stuff was already there in that Gideon meatpacking plant at the same time, which who knows how many games that they planned out and planted all over the place that we never saw.
I just want to know, like, what Jeff's game was, right? That's the same thing we said with, like, Saw 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 3 or 4 characters in that house, we never see their traps.
Right.
Hand, dude.
Right. The young girl who dies of just coughing to death.
Yeah, fucking Laura.
You know, the girl who puts her arms up in there, the prostitute, who's at Jigsaw's car outside of the clinic.
You're a beautiful girl.
We never see her trap because supposedly that's supposed to be the dude who takes the bullet through the head's trap.
I think so. Okay, so speaking of Jeff's game that he was supposed to have after Saw 3, and the first draft for Saw 4, I have a copy of it. I could send it to you later.
There goes them titties. See? This fucking franchise rips the titties right off the body. They're so uninterested in them. And
then we got Jill's 3D one in Saw 3D in that go-kart scene. Remember that when the 3D nipple comes out?
Yeah. They like pull her apart.
So
it's a dream sequence, though. It doesn't count.
Vincenzo.
Wow,
Thank
$20. We gotta get this. Okay, thank you so much. We're gonna answer that question in a second. I will say, of everything in the franchise, I'm gonna make this claim right now. The "I want a divorce" line in this is the smartest bit of writing.
Yes,
guys,
so brilliant.
It is so smart.
Yeah,
it is such a smart line. I was blown away by it at the end of the movie.
Yeah,
when he says, what do you want? What do you want from me? And she's like, a divorce. Of course, the audience is like, oh, they're married. They're at odds with each other.
Rocky relationship.
And so you never think Jeff's the person, right? Yeah. And so you find out, no, he wants a divorce. You guys know, but it's. Oh my God. I remember just being so blown away by that line of dialogue when it was revealed in the end. Like, whoa, you really got me with that one. That was a play on words there, man. You fucking got me with that one.
So good. If Jigsaw is going to Mexico, he's coming back without hubcaps. Thank you so much.
Now we can afford hubcaps because of you. So thanks.
Yep.
Even though they're going to take like $7 of that.
All the donations that we get during these Saw watch parties is going towards buying a Billy the Puppet as well. Hopefully.
I can support that. Yeah.
Can it go towards buying a Glenn doll from Spirit?
No.
It's
the Billy the Puppet.
Billy the Puppet. All right. Yeah, support the Billy the Puppet Fund. Oh, another really great.
There's
so much great writing in this. Although the chest tube and letting the air out thing, I want to say is like one of the most overused medical procedures in film.
Yeah.
They do it everyone's like, give me a pen. Give me a straw.
Hey. Oh, yeah.
Give me a cylindrical device with a hollow center. So another really brilliant part of this movie is I'm sorry, it's in the next movie. Okay. I was mixing them up in my head.
They
But
do
regardless.
kind of start to blend together at some
Well,
point.
because
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
technically, I'm kind of right because this does take place at the same exact time as Saw.
True.
So they are kind of one movie.
Good point.
But I was just gonna say and I'll say it again in the next party. But when Hoffman's pig mask is behind him,
Mhm.
and you think that's him getting taken, and
Right.
that's the reveal that's the pig mask in his room. I love that shit. That
Yeah.
stuff is so cool to me.
They're really good at like misdirecting you when
Yes.
they have to.
Yes. Now, how long's the kid been dead at this point?
I think 3 years is what Jigsaw says in one of the tapes later on.
So has she just sucked at work like this for 3 years?
Dude.
Well, I'm sure some time went by, and then her and Jeff started to have like a falling out, and things were starting to get rocky there, and that's when she finds Low Lover Boy at the motel, and that's when she starts that. Now that was probably going on for a while at this point, I would say, but I just don't know the time frame there.
Do you think that there might be like an anniversary happening?
Oh,
Like this is 3 years since the death or something?
Oh, maybe.
that's a good idea.
Just because the only reason I say that is because she's so depressed.
Yeah.
And not saying you wouldn't always be depressed after your kid died. Of course you would. But it's the level of depression that she's having in the hotel room.
Yeah.
To like
in
not
addition
living
to
your life. Yeah.
No. And in addition to that, and this is what really makes me think it, is because that's the day Jeff also gets taken on this day. And Jeff is literally like sitting in his kid's room with a gun.
Yeah.
Like he can't just be walking around with a gun that upset every fucking day.
That's a really good idea. I feel like that makes perfect sense.
That's a really good point.
Wouldn't have been able to maintain a job like that if
Oh,
she was that way the whole time.
I love that Amanda just comes walking in with her hood up and a bag of groceries. Like, it's great.
Yeah.
Just walking in Jigsaw's lair. You got that up, pastrami.
It's also supposed to be like kind of an homage to the first one, right?
Right,
Jigsaw comes home.
Awake already, Jeff. Yeah.
Yeah. Which I feel like that guy in Saw 1 who's in his testing facility
Yeah.
completely goes against everything he says.
Yeah, that was. I always looked at that as like a trap for Tappan Singh because he knew that they were onto him, so he was going to put a trap there, and be like, save him or arrest me. I feel that was always the plan. And then the Jigsaw was like, killing is distasteful. I'm not a murderer, but yet he slits Tap's throat with the intention to kill. So like,
it's also like that guy, the smoker in 6. Where it's like the famous one, because like that guy, right?
He
like,
knows that he has no chance.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like somebody else dying to prove a point for Jigsaw.
That's where he becomes the hypocrite. Right?
Yeah.
That's where, I mean, didn't become. He's a fucking hypocrite. But that's where you're like really seeing like, no, everyone in these traps, like the shotgun carousel, the hanging like display case, all that stuff, people have no chance.
None.
Like none, zero.
2 can live, 4 will die. Take your pick. Like, oh, poor people are dying no matter what. Like,
yeah, no matter what.
No matter what.
That doesn't feel, and none of them are there to learn a lesson, right?
Nope.
It's completely 100% for the dude.
Yeah.
It's all part of like Williams' game. Like that's Williams' people, so that's who's here. Like that's it.
Yeah.
Ricky, hi. I don't know if we said hi to you.
What's up?
Hi, Ricky.
Yeah, sorry. Get to
I'm
the
sorry.
comments.
Okay, let's see. What was Froggy saying here? In the first drafts of Paul 4 script, it opened with Jeff's game to save his daughter, which would have included a blender.
Yes, and it also includes Lynn's lover that we saw because Jeff ends up finding this. Just like Strom, he finds a secret door in that room. He goes in there and there's like nails and stuff that he's got to crawl through. He finds the room. Lynn's lover is like strapped to a chair. He's got the monitors. He had seen everything that had happened in Lynn's final moments, and it's like, you killed her, blah blah blah. And then yeah, we have that blender trap with the two of them. Like it's a great continuation. I'm kind of sad we never.
So is the blender trap like supposed to be? Is the blender trap in Jigsaw supposed to be an homage to that trap?
Yeah,
that never got used on?
Yeah, I think it works a little bit differently, but I think from the way I read it, like the design sounds very, very close to what we ended up getting in Jigsaw, but it just worked a little bit differently.
Yeah.
God, I must say, Tobin Bell looks great at looking not great.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here. Like, between Saw 2 and 3, we have 6 months of time to do a Saw 11, 12, whatever, right? You got a lot of time in between where Jigsaw could have been doing games.
That's what I hope they do next. If they're going to do another one with Tobin or Shawnee or whatever, like you could have a movie take place in that 6-month period. I think there's a lot of story you could tell there.
I mean, there's very little time between Saw 1 and 2, and they did the Mexico thing. But one thing I was saying for Saw 10, and this is such a nitpicky little small thing, but it's just the continuity person in me that I want. Like, one of my most exciting moments is if they show that the hairstyle that she has in 2 is a wig. Yeah. And underneath her hair is long like this. Because there's no way she grew her hair out that long in 6 months.
No way.
It's a continuity error to me.
And for me, Saw 3 is the one where she looks at her best. And I mean, I like her, obviously, Saw 1, Saw 2. But in terms of just the way she looks and the way she's dressed and her hair length.
You don't like when she's a crack whore?
I wasn't really a big fan of that, but yeah. No, to me, this is peak Amanda right here.
Of course. This is the only time where she doesn't literally look like a drugged out fucking junkie with a ripped up hairstyle and bruises on her face.
You know who I feel like she looks like to me? I don't know why. She looks
girl
like
from summer school.
But she looks like Danielle Harris a little bit. I don't know why I see that in her face. Hobb says, does the Saw franchise break any horror rules?
Yes.
It depends. I mean, there's so many different genres and like mini rules.
I mean, I don't know what horror rules are. What are horror rules? Can someone explain the horror rules to me?
I think the rules are different for every franchise. Every movie, I think, has a different set of rules. So
I agree.
Now, are you talking about like the Scream Randy rules?
No, I think it's more. I think it's more of a situation of like, okay, this movie set up these set of rules, and then by the end of the movie, they broke that set of rules that they set up earlier. I think that's what the question's referring to. In which case, yes, the Saw movies do that, like, but
they break.
Yeah.
I mean, the only rules that they set up are, it's not really breaking them. It's like Jigsaw says, I don't kill, or, the whole point of it is to learn a lesson or whatever. And of course, Jigsaw's hypocrisy is not like a plot hole.
No, it's part of a flawed character.
Yes. Yes, so, he genuinely believes he's doing the right thing by these people. And that's how twisted he is in his head.
Yes.
So just an FYI for anybody who's ever in a trap like this, as long as you were to just cover up the hammers with like a little bit of cloth, it would not set those bullets off.
Okay.
The hammers actually have to hit it and contact the metal.
Let me write that one down.
So you just
never know when you're going to need that. Yeah.
All you have to do is go around, just take your shirt, tear it up, and
use your shit,
and then just try to rip it off your neck. They'll all clasp, and you're good.
Like Carriola said in the first one, use your shit.
I'm just saying that one's not that hard to diffuse.
Froggy, the subtle clue of Lynn having a drawing of the pig and her son. Oh, sorry. I don't know why my dyslexia just went crazy. Pig, her and Jeff's son drew in her locker, and then the stuffed animal. That is very cool.
Yeah, I mean, those are those things that you notice on rewatches. Only like fucking the dude from Knives Out's gonna notice that shit. LeBlanc, what is his name?
Blanc, Benoit Blanc or something like that. Yeah.
Benoit Blanc, something like that.
Hello, Silent. I think you're just joining.
Saw 3 is great. Glad to watch this one.
Yes. Yep.
Shooter, get off the pot. I don't know what Hobbs on right now, but
Good.
it's on a different level.
Froggy says, I'd love a TV series set between 2 and 3 with us seeing Amanda and Hoffman setting up games and being trained by Dawn. A TV series would be super cool.
I would be beyond down for a TV show.
I think if there's any horror franchise that's, warranted enough for a TV series, it's Saw. Because like I said, this franchise just in general is very much like a soap opera. It's a horror soap opera that everyone picks up where the last one ended. And there's all, like you said, these minor characters we meet in Saw 2 become the lead in Saw 4, stuff like that. I think it's very suited for television, or at least a limited series on streaming somewhere. Yeah,
what
I would
happens
still be down for that.
What if happens if that box doesn't break when he falls off?
That would suck.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things in these movies that really is just like
Plot, yeah, very convenient. Yeah,
works so perfectly.
Yeah.
I wore a little. Look, did you see the necklace I wore because of the poster?
Yeah, the teeth.
I have 3 teeth on my necklace.
Perfect.
Oh, nice. You have 3 more teeth on you than this movie has.
I mean, Leatherface puts the teeth in terror, whatever the fuck that means. The weirdest tagline for a film I've ever seen in my life.
Which one?
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw 3.
It puts the teeth in
Puts the teeth in terror. I literally have no idea what that means. I mean, I know that the things on a chainsaw are called teeth, but that doesn't make any sense on terror.
Okay, this is not related to Saw or anything, but this kind of blew my mind today. So, the joke? Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side?
Yeah, everyone.
My entire life, I thought that joke was like, the point of it being funny was that it was so lame. It was literally like you just walk across the street to get to the other side. But it's supposed to be like it means like die, like go to the other side.
Go to the other side. Boom, boom,
Did you
boom.
guys
Hit
know
and run.
that?
Yeah.
I never knew that that's what that meant.
It took me a long time to figure that out, but eventually, yeah, I was able to piece that together. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But no, for a while, I was like you. I was just like, yeah, it's so stupid.
I never knew that.
Okay, good. That makes me feel better.
I thought he just went to the other side of the road.
Like literally just walked there for no reason.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's news to me for sure. I never thought about it.
There's an Annabelle back there.
There is. Yep, the original Annabelle back there.
There's
the scammer's logic is most likely that they're stealing a dead man's money since he's gonna die anyway, but he won't see it that way.
Which one are you talking about?
I think he's talking about Saw X. Saw X, I think.
Oh, okay.
The twist rack on the hit and run driver was a gripping scene, yeah, for sure. Hello, I'm new to the channel.
Bongo!
Keep it going.
Hello.
You know Bongo?
I don't know Bongo, but it's nice to meet Bongo.
Like you knew Bongo.
I'm a very welcoming guy, all right?
Overall thoughts on Jeff. He isn't well liked by the fandom, but he always been. He's annoying for sure. It's like, Jeff, come on, dude. Like, learn the lesson. But he's so incapable of it. But I don't know. He's so back and forth, right? Like, because he saves the judge. He tries to save the guy who killed his kid. He fails, but he tries. And then Jigsaw comes up and his wife's dying and he can't seem to do that one.
Yeah.
And it's like, Jeff, as his wife's like begging him, you didn't notice the shotgun collar around her neck?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah, for me, I defend Jeff more than most people, but I also acknowledge his faults at the same time. Because, there's that whole thing of slow-ass motherfucking Jeff. Ever since Dead Meat did his kill count of this, and he said slow-ass motherfucking Jeff, everybody's been running with that. We have to keep in mind, as far as Jeff is aware, this is not a time-sensitive issue. I don't think he's not given a time limit.
He doesn't want to go to the next level.
He has no idea that Jigsaw has his wife and this whole other game going on. He has no knowledge of that. So he's kind of just like, taking his time with it. Now, I do think in the moment when he's in the trap, when he's trying to help the people through the traps, he should move a little bit quicker in those scenes. But as far as like walking through the halls and kind of looking at everything, he doesn't know he's on a time limit or anything like that.
100%. I mean,
yeah,
in all actuality, he probably goes through this faster than most people would, because most people would
probably.
be like, "Fuck you, I'm not playing," and just sit in the corner for a few hours.
Yeah.
So they're saying he's slow. There's no
Yeah.
encouragement for him to speed up.
No, not
Yeah,
If
at
you
all.
had a timer,
Yes.
then I would be like, "What are you doing? Hurry up!"
But
Yeah,
there's no
exactly.
point. Yeah.
So how is anyone complaining about his speed? That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense to me.
No, it does. It's only a time sensitive issue for us, the audience, who's seeing
Right.
both sides of the story. Like that
Yeah.
that's the only time sensitive thing going on
Sure, because Lynn isn't allowed to leave until
Jeff's done. Yep.
So if Jeff would have just ran through this thing, his wife would have lived.
Yep.
Mhm.
Potentially. Well, no, probably not, because, and probably my favorite reveal in the entire franchise
Mhm.
is the letter telling Amanda, "I'm gonna fucking tell John
Yeah. Oh, sure.
that you killed his baby if
Right.
you don't kill Lynn."
But see, here's the
That, and him knowing that him killing Lynn would kill Amanda.
Right.
All that shit is so brilliant to me. This is why when people bag on the story on this, they're just too fucking dumb to get it. That's just what it is.
Rocky,
what-
I think that's a good point. Sorry, I just wanted to point out that it's like the time to forgive people that have wronged him.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, like to do that in such a short period of time.
Oh,
And-
absolutely.
Like, what? You're
Yeah.
not forgiving somebody that
And
fast.
say these people in this situation, yeah, you're gonna need more than 2 minutes to learn if you're gonna forgive them or not. But
Absolutely.
what I was gonna say is the thing about Amanda or Hoffman's letter to Amanda is that John knows. I think John knew that Amanda was there with Cecil the whole time and forgave her a long time ago for that. I think that Hoffman doesn't know that information, but I think John knew the whole time and forgiven her for that, and is now just testing her as a pure apprentice at that point. I get the feeling that he's known about that.
That just makes it even worse.
And yeah, that's why he's like really rooting for her at the end of this movie of like, no, just follow the rules and everything will be fine. I think he's really rooting for her.
But the point of it all is that Amanda's supposed to be the proof that his shit works,
Yes.
and it clearly doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
And I think
Nope.
John kind of dies knowing he's full of shit.
Yeah.
Right? He's like, "Oh, Amanda didn't survive my game."
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
He
And I
even
like when he's like, I want to play a game, and he looks at Amanda. Right? That stuff is cool.
yeah.
She's so jealous.
Oh yeah.
She's our dog.
She's very much his Harley Quinn type character in the sense that
Yeah.
like she's always fighting for his approval. He's not, giving the same kind of affection back. No, I'm not just talking like romantically. She looks at him as like a father figure, I would say.
I was
But
gonna ask, which do you think it is more? Is it more romantic, or is it more paternal, or is it just like the mix?
I think it's a whole father figure thing because I think the whole reason she went to drugs in the first place, it's never said in the movies, but Darren Bowsman mentioned it on a commentary that, we never put it in the script, but in our minds, she had a dark history with her father, which is what turned her on to drugs. And that's why she seeks John approval as much as she does. And to me, that makes total sense when you're watching these movies.
Yeah.
A girl with daddy issues?
Yeah. Who knew, right?
The questionable father figures? Never. So one of the only the director's cut or like unrated cut or whatever,
Yeah.
I really, really dislike the addition of the opening of Saw 6 with like Cecil and Amanda in a car together.
I don't like that. Yeah.
That is such a terrible reveal because it gets your mind going, oh, hey, well, what's that? Because the reveal of the note
Mhm.
and finding out about what happened, it's way less shocking when you're like, oh, Cecil and her know each other.
Yeah.
Right? Like that really blows that.
Yeah.
So the addition of that, anytime I've ever shown this, right? Like when I showed this to you.
Yeah.
Theatrical. Yeah.
Remember? I remember. No, I had kid. I was like, can you do me a favor and close your eyes for the first like 5-10 seconds of this movie? Trust me, it'll be better.
Yeah.
And she did, and I just stick by that. That is a terrible addition.
I would agree with that. How good is Tobin here? Like faking, like
Oh my
acting.
God.
Yeah, like this whole seizure thing is so good. And
her
Amanda,
reaction.
I was gonna say Amanda's emotions that she's kind of reacting.
Dude.
Oh, it's so
I think-
like raw.
Yeah. This is
I
like
mean, that's how I act whenever I lose a game of Apex.
this is like her like a big scare though. Like
Yeah.
to see like how, him in this state, of course.
Well, Lynn's the one freaking out the most here. She's like, this
Sure.
motherfucker flatlines. I'm dead.
Lynn's the only one that really needs to be stressed out.
I know.
Well, I mean, John's like, I'm dying.
Right, I guess. But
I'm
He's
only
probably
dying
also like-
here.
yeah, but I don't think John's afraid of death at this point. I think he's accepted it long ago. I mean, obviously in X he's not ready to die yet, of course.
Right.
But I think by the time we get to Saw 3, he's just like, yeah, if it happens, it happens. Well,
he definitely should be afraid of death because if there's anything after,
Oh my god.
he's fucked.
oh yeah,
Satan's gonna be like, "You want to play a game forever?"
Jigsaw is a master at a study of the human condition.
he thinks
Yeah,
he
I think-
is.
I mean,
Because
that's,
because it's conveniently
he's
written in the plot.
masterful because and that's how he can manipulate people so
Yeah.
well. And like, that's why I think a lot of the traps end up working because he knows what people are most likely to like working in the sense of like what you were saying, like how are they going to do that exact thing or whatever to trigger something.
Yeah.
I think he knows what people are most likely to do.
Mhm.
Jeff, why aren't you running?
Go faster. We got shit going on, bud.
It's not like he's scared and confused and doesn't want to walk into a fucking trapper.
Oh, yeah. That drives me nuts. When,
Like, why would he have any desire to go fast? I don't get that. That's the
Just
dumbest fucking complaint
gotta
I've
go
I
heard.
know, and I see it all the time. Like Jeff's too slow. I'm like, you got to be kidding me,
What incentive does he have to move fast?
right?
I
None.
don't get
It's
As far
way
as he is
smarter-
aware, there it's just him.
It's okay.
Okay, it's way
I'm gonna-
smarter to move
Yes,
slowly.
I'm gonna say this 100% guaranteed. If Jeff tried to move fast through this, people would be dogging him out for like not being cautious enough.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
You can't
Yep.
win either way. You can't win either way.
Man, I'm nervous when we get to the pig trap
Kayla's
thing
gonna
Yeah,
because it really grosses me out so much. And that's one thing when we watch horror movies, like my visceral response is the strongest with things that make me gag.
I'm calling bullshit on that scene though. There's no machine that would turn a pig into fucking liquid. I don't know what that is.
not
is the
that
dumbest-
fast. Like I think to do that is a whole process. That you
It
know you
would
got.
be-
Yeah,
there would be a whole mess of like meat and intestines and
Yep.
it wouldn't just be liquid. Like there's some like solid matter in there, but it's like 95% like gross liquid.
yeah.
There's not enough liquid in the fucking pig for that. The only tits of the franchise, everybody. Well, outside of Jill's technical tits in the halving scene.
Yeah.
Quartering scene. Okay, I will always point out with this scene that the chick that's tied up here looks so little like the picture of the girl that they show who's
I know.
It's the same actress? I mean, it must be. They look nothing alike.
No, when you look at those side by side, you're
Looks
like,
he's, like 20 years older than this chick. It's the cold, man. The cold like perks everything up.
Mhm.
She's actually like a granny. But all that cold tightens the skin. This is probably where the franchise got the torture porn. label.
Yeah, the one
Probably.
like
They're
body.
objectifying her.
Yeah.
What are these pictures? Those pictures can't exist. So, what are those exactly?
What I want to know is who took those
Yeah,
photos
yeah.
on that day. Who?
Right there.
Yeah.
What are those? Are not pictures. So those are fantasy pictures for the audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those pictures outside of the kid laying on the ground. Those are probably police photos, but nothing else.
That's just
actual
context
photos.
for us. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like the guy who killed his kid, who's like crying in the car.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, I can't believe I did that.
Someone ran up and is just like.
It's an odd shot. Yeah.
It was probably Adam.
Probably.
Yeah,
Yep.
right?
Yep. He does do that photography nonsense.
Man, very fucking confused.
Although one thing I will say about this particular trap here, again, people complain about like he's sitting there doing nothing. I'm like, well, her
He
whole
doesn't
thing was
want her to live.
also there's also the connection that she did there, or she sat there and did nothing when she could have said
Yes,
something.
of
So I
course.
see that as a nice little mirror of like
Yeah.
you didn't do nothing for me when I needed it, so no, I'm not going to do nothing for
says
you.
that here.
Yeah.
That's just it. You didn't do anything.
Yep. He died.
Yeah. That's exactly it. You didn't do anything. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
How does that? People have the dumbest fucking complaints. People really have the dumbest fucking complaints. They just want people to act so unnaturally.
Oh,
Oh.
this is mean. I mean, this. Oh, it would just be awful.
Yeah.
I mean, he could also just like staring at her titties. I don't know.
That could be too. Yeah.
You never know.
He's
Lynn's probably not giving him up anymore.
I say Lynn's probably not doing. He's probably a very lonely guy. Yeah.
So I'm honestly not sure what happened here. So she witnessed it and then drove off.
Yeah.
She witnessed it, drove off. They found her for like the hearing or the testimony, and she didn't do nothing to like be like, oh
Okay,
yeah,
so-
it was an accident or anything like that.
How'd they
You know what I mean?
find her?
I don't know. That's like
I drive off.
there's a lot of missing pieces to this particular situation.
Because I always was curious on how the hell she could fucking possibly, how they would even know who she
They
is.
said she would have to be on file somewhere, which is where Hoppin probably got the information from. I don't know.
See,
but-
with this one, I can fudge it enough where I'm like, you know, like you said, what you said is what I've always said. I'm like, that's got to be what it is, right? But with stuff like Jigsaw, when they're like, you stole $3.57 or whatever, I'm like, there's no fucking way you could possibly know that.
No. And again, the later we get into the series, the more of that there is. Like the first couple movies are like, all right, it's a little ridiculous, but I can roll with it. And then you get to like things like Seven and Jigsaw, and you're like, all right, there's no fucking way that you would have. Yeah.
Yeah, let's just call this chick Elsa for the rest of the
Elsa.
family.
I like that. I like.
Oh.
Hey, I mean, he tries to let it go, but
Let it go.
come on, Jeff, let it go. He's
Cold
definitely
never bothered him anyway.
a villain, even though he probably doesn't see it that way. Oh no, I mean every good
No.
villain thinks they're the
Doesn't,
hero.
Yeah,
Jeff, you're a little late, bro.
just a little bit.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so again, once he actually starts doing something and he's still going a little bit, so that's where I'm like, all right, he could move a little bit faster in this moment since he actually started to do something. But
I think the way I've seen that kind of stuff to me
yeah,
is that he's really fighting against what he wants.
yes,
Right?
exactly.
So he's like, I don't really want to save her. So I'm gonna like, just for my own wiggle room. I
Yeah,
tried to save her. I just couldn't get there in time.
Mhm.
Right? Just so he could get to sleep at night. So he could
Yep.
be laying in bed and be like, you know, you tried. You're doing okay.
I made the effort. Yeah.
I made the effort, but I just couldn't get there. And then the even deeper part of him would be like, you didn't
Mhm.
fucking try.
Dude.
Yeah.
That part of you would always know. Like you would know. You can't lie to yourself that, much.
Kids' death and horror is one thing, but I can tell when it's something nefarious, and I can't like exploitive nature of some scenes. Nah, torture kids all day long.
Kids are assholes. Have you met kids? Yeah.
Kids are assholes.
I like the reveal when Jeff gets to Timothy that he was accidentally remorseful for the car accident and not this monster that he's built.
Yeah, it was a complete mistake on his part, and he's like, I shouldn't have done what I did. I'm so sorry. Like, yeah,
I mean, anybody's gonna say and act like that when they're in a jigsaw trap.
I know, but there's a way that he
I'm so
delivers.
sorry.
Yeah, no, there's a it's the fact that Jigsaw is like defending this guy who murdered someone's child, which something that he would know all about, and the fact that even Jigsaw is like he's got a mother and a father just like you, all the stuff like that. That again, that cements to me that this was just a mistake in which it ended in tragedy.
How sensitive was that trap?
It was
Because she
so
like got
sensitive.
in its vicinity and it went off. Like,
Yeah.
how is that thing not triggered before?
Right.
Amanda is super pretty in this.
Yeah, she
The like
is.
red and everything, and her like lip color.
Calm down, Chris.
I know. Sorry.
It just is very, very flattering.
But I'm not the brain surgeon.
I do love this bit right here. She's like, I'd go for the neck, but I'm not the brain surgeon. She's like telling her, she's like, yeah, you could kill me, but this is what's going to happen if you do. I do like that. It's again, this is a great scene to be like, yeah, again, had she followed the rules a little bit more, I could see her being a worthy apprentice to Jigsaw, because she's sitting here again, re-institutionalizing the rules and the instructions. Like, yeah, this is how it is. This is what the game is. But had she not been so torn and maybe followed the rules a little bit more, I think, I mean, obviously that's what got her killed and stuff. But I do think she would have been a worthy apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
Ricky's, I don't know, he's taking drugs or something. I don't know what's happening.
He's-
The acid
Are you
trip?
what? You're
Oh,
behind
the acid
us.
trap. I thought I read that in script.
The
I was
acid
like,
trip.
what?
The acid trip is crazy.
So now, these are always my favorite scenes in the whole franchise.
Mhm.
The flashback scenes of setting up traps is the coolest shit in the franchise.
Oh yeah,
Seeing like the K2K in the background.
Yep.
that-
the attention to detail is fantastic.
I love that stuff so much.
Mm-hmm. And again, it's world building, it's fan service, but I'm a fan, so fucking service me. You know what I mean? Okay, that picture that does drive me nuts because that's a shot from her interrogation after the reverse bear trap. So like, it bugs me that that's the picture that he has laying on his desk. It's like that hasn't happened yet. What do you like?
Sure. I mean, that's like
That's a
when-
nitpick, though. You know?
That's when like Jamie Lloyd has a picture of Laurie Strode from
Right.
the fucking you know, from the
Right.
scene in Halloween 78. So
Yep.
that kind of stuff is like whatever.
And again, someone else that had no chance, the guy she had to kill to get the
Yeah,
key.
right.
None.
Yeah,
zero.
exactly. That's
They're
another
just
good point.
pawns, but
Yeah.
like
Right.
no human life. Because like even when Hoffman's throwing around the body layer, he's like, "What are you doing? That's a human being."
Right.
Mhm.
Oh,
It's
he's
like, bro, what
yeah.
Like you got room to talk.
Critical.
is her hair that long in the first movie?
I mean, it's long, but I don't know if it's that long.
It's in a ponytail though, right? For like when we see her after
For the interrogation, yes, but in the
Yeah.
reverse bear trap, it is down.
It
I
is
just don't
down,
remember
yeah.
how long it was.
I feel like it's not that long.
I don't think it's as long as it is here.
Great scenes between Jigsaw and Hoffman, 100%. I love all of those. The shotgun trap and all that stuff. So good.
Now, again, talking about the
Yeah.
letter, he's like, there's in a minute here, he's gonna say, there's some things I need you to do for me in my desk. There's an envelope with your name on it. We know Hoffman wrote the letter. So is this a situation where John wrote Amanda a letter and Hoffman switched it out with his?
Yeah.
Or did he always know about Hoffman's letter? The movie's not really clear on what the case is, but he knows for sure that there is a letter for her in there.
So
Yeah.
when
That's
we
all we
see
know.
Hoffman write the letter and put it
Yeah.
in the envelope, we
Mhm.
do not see him replace it.
Right.
Mhm.
So,
So you think it's like that was it from the beginning?
I always took it as that Hoffman. I don't know. It just depends on if you think, is John Kramer kind of infallible?
Mm.
Is Hoffman able to get anything over on him? Because in the end, obviously, John has the last laugh, and he, of course, had an ace in the hole with Gordon that nobody knew about. And that's what ends Hoffman.
Right.
He does promise that he'll protect Jill, and that don't happen.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He does. It's bullshit. But
Jill dies twice in this franchise in the same movie. So yeah, Charlie Clouser for the music.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah,
for sure, big fan.
And I will say, Saw 3 has my favorite score out of the franchise because you have tracks like "Baptism" and "Fix Me" and "Shithole," like so many like great tracks. And this one in particular, it's my favorite of the Saw scores.
Baptism and the version of Hello Zep that plays during the bathroom setup. Flashbacks are fantastic.
Yeah,
Hoffman switches it out. I lean that way. It's interesting.
I never thought it of. I never considered that he didn't switch it. So it's
a little confusing. Yeah.
That, but like if Jigsaw knew that that's what it was.
I gotta say, sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. That's fucked up. This visual pun here, like it's so fucked. Sorry, continue.
It is.
I had to point that out.
I just think it's cool if it was like, because that's part of Amanda's test. Like there would be a letter. Like if what you were saying about him knowing that she was there and having forgiven her for that already.
Yeah.
It would just be like another layer.
This is a whole nother like layer to that. Is like not only does he stage it like that, but then he laughs at him.
Yeah.
It's like laughing at his pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like what a dick move.
Super fucked up.
It is. It's definitely mean.
Time to let go.
This is where Jeff goes to the door, and he's like, "Well, I guess it's locked." Try other places.
See, he should have had Amanda go and be like, "If it's stuck, it's a trap." Lady, this whole house is a trap.
Yes. He was behind most of everything in 4 in my head canon.
Oh, for Hoffman.
Yeah, I mean, I think like almost all of 4 is Hoffman's traps alongside.
Yeah, I think Jigsaw's focus was on Jeff, Lynn, and Amanda, and then this whole stuff in 3, while Hoffman's focus was everything going on in 4, and they just happened to happen at the same time.
Well, sure, because everything in 4 feels like it's directed at like the police force or criminals that he would have arrested, or
the FBI coming in. Yep.
Right. It all feels very personal to the police force.
It does.
Yeah.
2 unrealistic deaths. Bald gangbanger in the Dutch oven was barely burned. We talked about that in the last. You were talking about Obi, even though it's clearly Obi. I've seen Star Wars. I don't know why anyone would ever pronounce it otherwise. Because they even try to say, "What the hell's an Obi?"
Yeah. The fuck is Obi?
Yeah, he says Obi, and then he's like, "It's Obi," and I'm like, "It's Obi, bro. Your parents named you after Obi-Wan Kenobi. Why would anyone else name anybody anything Obi otherwise?" Anyways, and I said that in the last stream that his body's like not even burned.
Yeah.
And we talked extensively about that trap. I said it's the easiest trap in the franchise, but I harped on that one enough. I will say, just from my own personal experience, because I have, and you have kids as well, but like my kids definitely have some like very like iconic toys in their collection that are like big deals to their life.
Yep.
And would be horrible for me to try to have to burn.
Yeah, because there's so much personal attachment to like their favorite toys, right? So if you have a situation where you're like, you have to burn all your son's possessions or all your son's favorite toys or whatever, I would be like, I don't know if I could do that. Like
pure liquid.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way.
But this is the one that grosses a lot of people out, and understandably, it's nasty, but yeah.
Oh, it just like makes my eyes water. I hate it.
Especially when it's going in his mouth and shit. Yeah, it's gross.
It's weird. That part of me is like dead. It doesn't do anything to me. So yeah, and then what was the second one? Was barely burned, though death. And Hoffman only losing part of his face. Oh,
That
no,
was
I love
sick.
that.
That was
I
sick.
love that.
Like when he's sitting there screaming and like half his face is hanging off.
that's
I love that.
That is super
That's
cool.
the best.
Super, super cool.
And that's not a death, but yeah, I mean, I get you. How many like rotting pigs were left
Bro,
behind?
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I did do a drinking game of this on how many pigs were in this movie. That included the pig head, the pig drawings on the wall, all the pigs in this. And so I don't remember the count of pigs in this scene alone, but it's a lot.
Marlowe's ate 5 pizzas a day, everybody.
What's up?
It's just 5 pizzas.
I'm still eating.
I'm still eating pizza. Well, you got 5 of them. You're gonna be there for a while. Yeah, get comfortable.
So you're on pizza
This
number
is
6.
not the scene to be eating pizza during. Ugh.
All you need in there is some pineapple, and you got a good Hawaiian pizza.
No.
No.
I would.
I do love Jeff's line if he's like, "You give people more for fucking parking tickets."
Yeah.
Horror radio retroactively
yeah.
adds to the main game in this one with the reveal of John and Jill losing Gideon, and it's parallel to Jeff and
Yeah.
The pig smell would alert the cops.
They can always smell when their own are being.
I knew someone was gonna go with the pig joke being cops. Jose. Love you, brother.
Yep, and here's this whole thing. He's got to let go.
No, dude. If there was like Barry and Jazzy in that thing, there's no way.
Yeah.
Even their blankets too.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Christmas blanket.
Oh god.
No. That would be tough.
It'd be
That'd be
super
tough.
tough.
Especially like you gotta burn it to save this piece of shit you hate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
Right?
That's exactly what I would do. I'm like, you know what? No, fuck this guy. And I'm keeping all my son's shit.
I'd be like, is there any way I can get this stuff back when he's dead?
Yeah, can I just get the key to this? Just take this, and then I'll leave him here. You guys can do what you want with him. I'm just gonna go.
My decision. You can have it.
Yeah, I've made my choice. I need your help to open this damn thing.
The only key I want is the key to this furnace.
Right.
To get my shit. So. Jeff is always using his
I know. I was just gonna say, notice that too.
cold, hot,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter.
Oh.
Get inside the gross stuff too. I just watched Cobweb earlier and was eating wings while the black bile vomit scene. Yeah, this stuff doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah, I can watch these movies and eat no problem. I'm so
that just looks
desensitized by them.
It just looks like the toilet when I'm done with it. Right there.
No. I don't know what it is. I just
Especially with a
like
judge inside.
I start like imagining like how it smells and how it feels and like just everything, and it just
You can almost smell it just by looking at it, for sure.
It's just, I'm glad it's done.
It's fitting for this to be John's final game while alive since losing Gideon.
That is fitting, yeah.
That's pretty fitting. Again, that obviously wasn't planned at the time, but I do like that. Knowing what we know now, that does kind of tie into it, and so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice
Little happy
bookend.
accident there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if it's an accident or if
You don't think so?
writers.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Dunstan and Melton did a phenomenal job writing the sequels.
I agree.
I like when she's like shaving his hair there for a second and it looks like he's like
Yeah.
Sideshow Bob or something. Or Krusty. He's got those like big fluffy sides there.
And again, the practical effects, especially in this brain surgery scene, is like near flawless. Like,
What's
yeah,
going on?
there are times where you can see the transition between the real Tobin and the dummy Tobin from the back of his head and stuff like that. But in terms of like the actual procedure itself, like all that looks fantastic.
Probably the best looking practicals in this whole franchise. is
Yeah,
his,
I would. Yeah,
his autopsy.
Oh,
I think I would
sure,
agree.
yeah.
His autopsy's fucking
Yeah.
incredible.
what is that stuff behind him, behind her? The
Like
ram
the-
skull.
That's some like demonic shit.
Like,
Amanda did. She pulled out
Amanda's
all
like,
the stops. She was
can I
like, "I'm gonna pray to
decorate?"
the devil. I was like, anything I can to save this guy."
Man,
Yeah, whoever helps.
you gotta stop shaking.
She's got an altar back there to Beelzebub. No?
Yeah, and he's already got the candles going, so that's already taken
I know,
care of.
that's why I was like, why is there like a literal shrine?
Those are like the candles that used to be at like Pizza Huts. There's not those candles.
Maybe he ordered 5 pizzas and some candles. You know, maybe that's how I.
Maybe.
Oh my god, dude! No pizzas. Yeah, collected, never happening.
Unfortunately, which sucks because I really want that movie, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
They were like 8 days into filming it.
Yep.
Crazy.
And then the producers just, obviously after COVID, they just stopped calling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And what gets me is that they knew full well they weren't going ahead with it, yet they still released those still images from those first 8 days. That I was just like, if you knew you weren't going to do it, why release those images in the first place? Like, why get people excited for something that's not going to happen?
John is like, dude, I am a hairdresser and I have clients who are getting their hair done and don't sit this well.
So, okay.
Like, John is like totally still, bro.
He's perfectly still as a prop dummy would be. Yeah.
So I know that your brain doesn't have it doesn't feel pain.
Correct.
So that you are awake during brain surgery, but don't they have to numb? How do they get
She
in?
probably gives. She
She
gave a local anesthetic to it.
She did, yeah.
His skin there, the bone itself,
Dude,
the skull.
Before it's even on skin, as soon as she starts up that drill, you're like, let's go,
bro.
She knows the exact depth of a skull.
Yep.
It's just like information she has stored in her head.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That is way too deep. That is that shot right there. If you look at that tape is up like a full inch and a half, bro. She's in it now. Look how low it is. No, that was not how low that was. Like, you're fucking lying. That shit was like halfway up the blade. There was like a definite continuity error there. There was none on that right there for a second. For half a second, there was no tape on there at all. There's none right there. See, look. Now there is.
Okay, maybe not. Yeah.
For half a second, there's no tape at all. They probably shot it without it, and then some surgeon came in and was like, "How do you know the depth?" And they were like,
Yeah. I mean, you could still
do this.
You could still tell they definitely did a good amount of research before the scene of
So she can't just cut a square without those dots?
Yeah, why did she need to do those dots in the first place? If she's just cutting a fucking square.
I guess it's for depth, but because that's a circular saw, I feel like it would go too deep. Mm-hmm. Right, she's hitting brain right there. He's
yeah, for sure.
Right there, he's like, I just forgot my father.
He's dead. Yeah, at this point.
Yeah.
Bro, that was him. He was dead. See,
he's dying.
Masks around here, you don't have any. Here's Jill.
There's our introduction to Jill Tuck. A little glimpse of her here. So yeah, this is what you were talking about. They were planting some seeds a little bit, but yeah, as for Lee Winnell, he was signing off. James Wan is an active producer, was kind of signing off with this, but they were planting some more seeds for future films.
Is that not like a dental tool? Is that not like a little plaque cleaner? That little thing? Isn't
I
that
don't
what
know,
that is?
I don't fucking know.
I think Amanda was doing John's teeth too.
Bro. Dude, he's
out of it, yeah.
She's like, I bought him 10 minutes.
Yeah, right.
She gave him some good drugs because he's fucking flying right now. She's like, don't you dare fucking die.
100%.
We're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah, these things have, like, did you hear the machine? It's not good. Now, fun little fact for those who don't know, this guy who's walking in the background here is about to walk past Jill. That is Obi-Wan Kenobi from Saw 2. Yeah. Again, I love that shit. I'm just like in the background, not saying nothing, just like it's there. Like, I love it.
That's really cool.
John's like, hey, you want to abduct some people for me?
Like they pull him aside, like, I have a job for you.
I love how his camera wasn't on.
You want to play a game? Go.
Yeah, right. Like, you're right. His camera wasn't even on. I never noticed that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm good with fucking mechanics, but electronics, not my thing. I just use classic old television because I don't know anything about.
See, now she thinks that John's playing some favorites.
Yeah.
To be fair, Amanda, you're not the surgeon who just saved his life just now.
Yeah, like, don't get jealous of that.
Lynn's pretty attractive herself, so I mean.
Yes, she is.
She is.
This is where she's like, excuse me for a second. I have to go.
This.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when John's training her for game 2, she's probably like, that's my shit.
Mm-hmm.
Pro. Dude.
I'm into the pain.
Yeah, for a long time, I used to also not really be able to watch people cutting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That would also just make me feel really weird.
Reveal that as a wig in Saw 10, please.
Yeah,
please. That would make me so happy.
I love everything about this scene here.
Little like
his little
AOT thing.
Mm-hmm.
Billy in the background there, I love it.
Yeah.
See, look, again, he's got the candles all set up. I swear, they're holding the seance or something.
Yeah, well.
So he gives her that there. That's the letter, is it not?
No, that is pictures of like Adam and stuff because she's gonna go.
Right.
She's gonna go
That
get
was
Adam and
really
whatnot.
small though.
That's like the map quest directions and a few pictures and yeah, whatever else he's got in that folder.
Yeah, but that's like.
I know it's
really tiny. I feel like that should be bigger. Right. Okay. What's that doll?
It's like she's praying
Creepy
too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Fuck this.
I mean, she sleeps with a doll in her bed. That like shows the innocence of her.
Sure.
This scene does not need to be as long.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm glad to see Lee Winnell back as Adam here, even though it's mostly archive footage. But just to see him here again, Saw 3 as a whole just feels like it. You know, it ties a nice little bow on this whole trilogy.
Yeah,
bringing it back to the first one.
I like that they show that it's Amanda because it's like John he's not agile enough at this point. Plus, it just feels like John. Oh, this is where Chris is gonna start stroking it. So everyone.
Yep. Hang on. Let me.
Those are some very unflattering panties.
Yeah. No. Okay. This might be my favorite scene in the entire franchise.
I bet it is.
When she opens the door, it's just like everything about this.
The only door you know how to open.
Yeah,
the one
between your legs. That music kicking in. We're back in the bedroom. John's there. Like you said, we're setting up shit. Like everything about this is epic. Like this might be my favorite scene in the entire franchise here.
I love it. I love the music. I love that we get to see the key thrown on him. I like that we get to see him paint the X, which begs that question, right? Of like, why didn't it get charged? Right? It's like because he painted it right before they turned the lights out. Right, stuff like that's super cool. Him painting it right here. Him giving himself the paralytic. Right. That paint is really noticeable. I hope it kind of absorbs a bit because if he didn't notice that, man, he's got a dead eye. So a question I had asked when we did the Saw 1 watch party was, do you think Adam is supposed to get this key?
So
I don't know. It's
And
it's
if he
so
doesn't that make the game a lot different?
because here's the. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't think she's supposed to throw it in there like that.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
feel like it's supposed to be the water.
I feel like he was supposed to have the key, but you got to remember in Saw 1, like his whole thing on his tape, Jigsaw was talking about like he watches people for a living, like he kind of just stands in the bed. So, are you going to sit and watch yourself die today, or are you going to do something about it? I feel like that key should have been hidden on his side of the room. See if he could find his own key and try to escape before Gordon kills him. I feel like that should have been the game, but I don't know if that was the plan or not. But it's time to start our game. Oh, that's so good. So, yeah, with her throwing the key there, obviously he knows about it. He knows what she did, but I don't know what the whole plan was here.
But if Adam gets that key, it's a completely different game.
Yeah. And he doesn't care about Adam because the focus on the game is all on Dr. Gordon. Like Dr. Gordon is the one who's being tested. Adam's just there because he's like part of Dr. Gordon's thing. But so clearly he does not give a shit about Adam, but
I also really like this scene right here because it does seem like the way I've always taken that scene, Amanda looks at him about to inject something like heroin.
Yeah.
Right. And she looks at him very questioningly of
what's
like,
that? Yeah.
Hey man, you put me in a trap for doing drugs.
Right.
Yep.
She gives him that look of like, hey, what's that? Like,
what,
fucking hypocrite? Like, what is that?
Which does come back later when she calls him out on his bullshit about like you torture people, watch people die. You're still a fucking murderer. Like, that does come back a little bit.
I kind of took her look there, not like you hypocrite, but more like
she's got the itch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like me? Are you like?
Or just like see.
You got another one of those?
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that Chris would allow himself to be put in a saw trap just to have Amanda take his belt off like that.
I would be okay with that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll figure my own way out, but yeah, as long as that happens, I'm good.
So another question is, do you think that Jigsaw purposely did not put a round in the chamber as like a hint to Dr. Gordon that gun was never fired? Or do you think that's a mess up in the movie?
That's a good question. I could see that going
there's not a
either
shell
way
in the chamber.
Right.
Like when he opens it up, it's completely empty.
Right.
And I've always been like, okay, did Jigsaw do that on purpose to be like, hey, wait a minute? Almost to kind of like point out, like, people are going to be so stressed out at this point, they're not even going to notice what's right in front of them.
I think if that's what they were going for, I think that worked. Like,
I think it purposely. If I had to say, I honestly think it's a fuck up. But it's in those fuck ups that I love filling them in.
Yeah, so it could be a happy accident that was just like, hey, here's a clue. But I think I'm leaning more towards the fuck up side. But
so Amanda's the hottest chick in the franchise too.
Well, Amanda's my favorite. The hottest chick in the franchise is probably Eleanor from Jigsaw. I got a crush on her too. Yeah, but in terms of hotness, I'd probably go Eleanor.
That's true. Kaylee's is Billy the puppet.
Hottest chick.
No, hottest person.
Oh.
Billy could be female. You never know. Billy's a unisex name.
You're right.
Yep.
You're very right.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda, calm the fuck down.
Yeah, she's cracking. Now, in this, I don't know if you've seen this version. The director's cut version's got a couple additional scenes in here. One of those scenes include a nightmare scene with Amanda. She's having a nightmare about Adam, which is what causes her to go back to the bathroom and finish him off in the first place.
I've seen all the director's cuts and whatever.
But that does add a little bit more context to like why she just suddenly goes back to.
That's cool. Have I seen? I don't think I've seen that.
Lynn is the doctor, correct? Amanda deserved everything she got for being a jealous little girl. I mean, she deserved everything she got for being a murderer.
Yes.
For that. Jesus, Vincent.
Wow.
Vincenzo, sorry.
Chip in. You're both. You freeloading. Oh, come on. It's okay. Nobody's got to.
Nobody has
We
to
appreciate
pay
it so much, though.
We do appreciate it. No, really, thank you. But he's right. Everyone chip in, you cheap sons of bitches.
Right.
You free content.
Wait, what the hell is this? Get the fuck off my screen. In the script, she mentions she had an abusive father and that he would lock her in the basement and all kinds of awful stuff during the scene.
But it
Yeah,
got cut.
we were kind of talking about that a little bit earlier.
I knew I didn't know I made it into a script. I think that's part of why she feels guilty for doing the same to Adam.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sliced tendon.
Because look at her. She's so emotional while she's doing, like, she doesn't want to do it, but she also doesn't want him to stay in that bathroom and suffer either. But she knows she can't just let him go free. So, yeah, she's essentially going in there and what she thinks putting him out of his misery. So, yeah, I do like that she's very conflicted in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Haha, look at how this asshole spelled cemetery. Spelt it correctly.
Amateur.
Amateur hour. How's it going, guys? Catching it live for once. Ready for the TCM game. Yep.
Yes.
We'll be playing it here in like 25 minutes.
Very excited.
The actress who played Eleanor, if she's the one I'm thinking of, is going to be playing a very important role in a forthcoming horror video game adaptation.
Oh, okay.
Did she get naked in it? That's all I care about.
That's all that matters, right?
Ripped apart was it? Yeah, we talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah, like, just, don't even talk. Like, there's nothing that you're going to say that I want to hear.
Nothing.
Look, he's like, I should have fucking just let you die. Look at that. I love that look. He's like, I should have just fucking left you in there to die, dude.
100%. That's what I was thinking the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the whole putting the picture together thing it very much makes it like, that's obviously Lynn.
Yeah.
Because what else could it be?
Yeah.
Amanda? I think Amanda is like maybe what we're thinking, right? Or led to believe.
Right.
What if it was Amanda?
That would be a twist.
And that she's like not told who it is and she's watching like a different game.
That would be wild.
That would be crazy.
Like, oh, it's Amanda's husband.
Mm-hmm. Here's the moment.
Amanda like abandoned her family to go run off with Jigsaw. That would actually be wild. Really cool.
That would be wild.
Because I feel like that. What else could it be? Who else could it be in the picture? Who's the revealing piece?
Yeah.
John?
Carrie? Would Carrie
John
have been
gay? John was in a romantic relationship with Jeff?
Yeah. That would not be.
And then they set him off by the death of his child?
Yeah.
And then we find out Jeff was actually the one actually responsible for the death of the child, and John's mad at his gay lover for getting the kid killed.
Yep. What the fuck were you doing out in the hallway still? Like, why did it take you just now to get in there?
Yeah, talk about a slowpoke.
Right. People give
Somebody
Jeff
took
shit.
a picture of the bumper of the car right before it hit the kid.
Oh, I can't believe it. Ah.
Female cop who got we already said all this. Okay. Hell yeah. My personal favorite.
Now we do get a glimpse of this in Saw X. There's a shot in the trailer where he's drawing it in his little sketchbook. I thought that was pretty cool.
Let's definitely point out the fact that John really shows how sadistic he is.
Yes.
Saying, like, this trap's my favorite, guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. My personal favorite, I call it the rack. He even came up with a name for it. He's like, I call this one the rack.
So
he's like, no other one gets a name.
My question with this trap is that, like, those are gears that are exposed. So, like, couldn't they, like, jam things in there?
No, because he used the right oil.
Yeah.
The right oil?
Yeah, they mentioned this in like Saw 5. It's about the right weight oil.
Yeah, that's SF, which again, so far, which I hope you get more of this in Saw X. That's the only like flashback we have with John, Amanda, and Hoffman all in it together. That is the only time we've seen them all together.
We'll get one in Saw X.
I have a feeling we will too, for sure. But yeah, because I want more of that. That was a great scene to see like their dynamic, almost their sibling rivalry going on a little bit.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the one to impress Dad today? And then they're talking about like if you switch the gears, you have to do this and this, and yeah, there's that moment there.
I will. Okay, I agree with you that the acting is good here for sure, but. One thing I definitely am not a massive fan of in this is those things right there where we're getting kind of like a mental glimpse, but visualized.
Yeah.
The Jeff going like, ah! Like he's obviously not really doing that.
Yeah.
So to me, those are kind of like the pictures. They don't actually exist. They're just
it's just context. Yeah.
Like, show you the internal conflict.
Yeah.
Because Jeff is really obviously not
right
screaming like that. Who was behind him there? Is that Jeff behind him? No, it isn't. He's in front of him. I wish I could rewind that because there was a guy standing behind him there.
Was there? I didn't notice.
There is, for like, you can see the top of his head. Who the hell is that supposed to be? A crew member?
Right. Okay, so the judge just said, Jeff, by standing there, you're an accomplice to murder. There's two different sides. Technically, yes, you are correct in that. However, who the fuck's gonna know? Like in this situation, I'm gonna come out the victim. The tape, yeah. So like I'm the victim
like,
here.
I will be prosecuting you just so you know.
And again, why did I let you live then to begin?
He's like, oh no, I'm getting that shotgun.
Mm.
I miss those touches of John's character that was sadly lost when Lee stopped writing the movie. I mean, you don't like the backwards baseball cap scene in Saw 7, bro?
Hello, fellow kids.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hello, fellow teenagers.
Yeah.
Ooh, so bad.
Now, see, right here, yeah, he's going a little bit slower, but he's inspecting this thing. He's like, all right, if I do pull this key, what's going to happen?
Right.
Like,
Sure.
Oh, so bad. Bro, no.
So, and what happens if the gun doesn't hit the judge here and the judge came through with him? And let's say that Jeff saved everyone. What happens
that would be,
when
I
they
think,
enter the room with them at the end?
You know, and again, this is the point where it's just like, okay, everything's just convenient, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it goes exactly how Jigsaw meant it to go.
Yeah.
Jeff's like, oh no, I totally didn't mean for that to happen.
Right. Sorry, accident. You okay?
Where is Jeff supposed to put this key?
Dude.
I think he's trying to find it.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying that. Where is it exactly? I don't think he doesn't. He hits the key, and it's like, what do I do with it?
Is it on top of his head? Like, where the hell is it?
You're supposed to stick the key into the gear and stop it. That's what I. His neck back like this.
Yeah.
That's like what fat guys' necks look like. With like the lines all through it. Try cutting that. Try cutting the hair on that.
Oh.
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 Taking off another layer. There he goes again. Like every trap, he takes off another layer. Oh, it's a Christ metaphor.
Yeah.
He's kneeling before Christ.
Yeah.
Lots of religious stuff to back his.
Yeah, there is.
That's definitely a twisted trap.
Fucking altar.
That is pretty twisted.
That's Twisted Pictures right there. That's
Twisted Pictures. There you go. See, the rack should be their opening logo. You know,
yeah,
that'd be cool.
Yeah.
There was the trap right there with the twisted leg or arm on the drawing behind her. She's talking about the guy in the hotel room, right?
You would be safe to assume that, yeah.
It would be safe. What's poppin'? Everyone just watched this yesterday myself. For the first time, I'm sure. I feel so much better knowing Jigsaw will be the one to determine if I value my life or not. You
Oh yes, yeah.
So much better. I met him saying the rack is in his favorite trap, laughing during the needle chase. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He thinks he's so funny when he's like, it'll be like finding a needle in a haystack. Like, he thinks he's hilarious.
Yeah.
He's got the.
He's
dad
like, this
joke.
is a real fucking zinger right here.
Every time he uses a pun, it's like he's in a safe place. Like, all right, but
yeah, he's the
a
Darth
dad.
Vader of this franchise. Be sure not to choke on your aspirations. Would you guys ever consider doing a review or live watch party for The Frighteners? Hey, I was just showing Kaylee The Frighteners this week, actually.
We were just watching it.
I love it. I'm a huge fan of it. And
I was
Dexter,
into it.
I didn't care much for the season on Christian Dean. Oh, I like that one. The Apocalypse Killer.
Yeah.
I actually thought the twist in that was really cool. I did not see that coming at all. John Kramer kind of looks like Trump in these scenes.
wrong.
Yeah, right here. I mean, he looks like he's under indictment for the 4th time.
Okay, so yeah, like John knew it was there the whole time, but I like I said, I don't know if Hoffman switched it out because that looks like now when she pulls it out, there's a lot more than a letter in there.
A lot in there.
Yeah, like that's like a whole work packet full of shit.
Okay, so that's the point then. So he doesn't have to exchange anything.
He
just adds the letter into it. Okay.
Jigsaw gave her.
He just adds the letter into it. Yeah.
Just the letter.
I could see that.
Be like switch it, but there's so much extra shit in there.
Yeah, he just pops it in there. That's totally what happens.
That's what I do. I just like to pop it in there, you know. Yeah, I told you he'd fuck with it. I love that.
I love that line.
The gear oil scene. You're free to go. Congratulations.
All right, that's it. Yep, those are the rules. Good job, Lynn. You did it.
He's not all the way out yet. She's getting
you bitch.
That look right there, that was like the total like.
She's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Nah, this bitch don't get to live.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when she calls her a bitch here.
Yeah.
This worthless bitch, I think is what she says.
Yeah, and she's like, you promised. She's like, I didn't promise you shit.
Yeah.
I said no.
Ooh, okay.
Like
calm down with the attitude.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Promise shit.
I didn't promise you shit.
Oh, I love Monster House.
Monster House is fun.
Oh yeah, Monster House is great.
Fuck you. I won't tell anyone. I promise. I won't. Please,
I love this. Stop fucking moving around.
Right. Because Amanda doesn't know that Jeff and her are married. Just like us. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Brother. She's like, stop fucking with me. I love that.
Yeah. I like this whole finale, like everything from like this point on to the credits is just, to me, it's at least that part of the movie is a 5 out of 5. Like we go and we just don't stop until the credits roll.
Oh yeah, this is like,
oh yeah,
this has the longest reveal in the franchise.
Yep.
It's like 20 some minutes long of just reveal.
And I love this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
This could be the end of the franchise here. Right?
It could, and
it does end it.
Yeah. And I was just going to say that we are at the end of the 3rd movie and we're still hearing Eric looking for Daniel. Like, I love that little attention to detail like that because, again, in timeline-wise, it's like right after Saw 2. But to us, there's a whole other movie that's happened after that. So, again, it's really cool to see that stuff.
Yeah. Super cool, for sure.
Dude, when she kicks his ankle here.
Oh, that's the worst. Fuck.
Oh,
I like how scared Amanda is here of like, this guy's no joke. I underestimated this.
I like that he fucking bites her.
Yeah. Oh, I love when he smashes her face and calls her a junky bitch.
Where is he, junky bitch? Oh, it's great.
That gets me every time. Just smashes her face against the
Look,
wall.
she's like, he was not supposed to make it out. Yeah, a little bit.
Just you don't really usually see that level of violence towards women, like on a man smashing a woman's face into the wall
right off the bat.
Cheering.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, yeah, female abuse from a man is rarely like celebrated, but
and
this,
also, also let's not forget, like, he's very well known for his brutality on the force as well. Like, that was a big thing that John brought up and saw too. So he was already doing this kind of shit.
He's so fucking crazy.
He's going between her legs and doing
like, how good is this fight?
Oh, it's brutal, man.
There he goes.
Amanda should have scars from this.
Sure.
Yeah. There's no way that all that would have healed in 6 months.
No, dude, he would never heal.
Oh.
No.
You junky bitch.
Where is you junky bitch?
Halo, she'd be dead.
Oh,
she would be dead, dude. No way you could take full hits to the head like that against like a friggin' concrete wall.
Multiple times too. It wasn't just once.
With her stature and how big Matthews is, there's no way, dude. She would be dead.
Yeah.
Right fucking here. Oh my god, the pain. Hypothetically,
it's brutal.
Amanda let Lynn go here. Would she escort Lynn out through the secret door, and then Jeff would be face to face with her? Dude, I don't know. I mean, there's so many hypotheticals that I genuinely...
Questions we're not meant to ask, yeah.
Hoffman was never going to let that happen.
No.
Right?
His whole goal was to be the only one left, yeah.
Hoffman is like...
I love this.
Because Hoffman's all like...
You're not Jigsaw, bitch!
Hoffman is already out of his trap at this point. And he's walking through the plant right now. And he's about to trap Strom in about the next like couple minutes. Like we're like 5 minutes out from Strom entering that room.
Isn't that crazy? I love that.
You're not Jigsaw, bitch.
You're not Jigsaw, bitch.
Yeah.
That's a great
Once upon a time in Hollywood. I mean, Tarantino has a really good way of like men abusing women and the audience laughing. That's a rarity because he does it in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but he also does it in The Hateful Eight. When Kurt Russell's knocking freaking Daisy Domergue around, he like knocks her out of the buggy, and everyone like in the theater starts laughing, and then he like breaks her teeth out of her face, and everyone in the theater was laughing.
Right.
I was like, whoa, that's a rarity. Yeah, stop fucking with me. I love that. The way she delivers that line, really, really good stuff.
Because she's seeing through his bullshit now at this point.
I never did see the Wes Craven musical. We did a watch through all of his films, but we did skip that one.
Oh, yeah, we didn't watch that one.
This worthless bitch, yeah.
She's calling him out.
She's not a worthless bitch.
It's bullshit.
Yeah, she's definitely not.
Like, she's
a fucking brain surgeon. So she saves lives, literally. And she kept him alive.
She hasn't changed because nobody fucking.
I love how he's kind of like rolling his eyes there. He's like, whatever.
He's probably about to go into another seizure.
Yeah, look at it. His eyes are closing now. He's like, your story's boring.
He's like, hold on, let me just die.
So if Jeff wouldn't have sliced his throat in a specific way, he couldn't have pulled the tape out and revealed and all that shit, right? There's so many things of convenience here.
Yep.
Like him staying alive long enough to reveal that it's Amanda's game.
Yeah. Oh, this line is the best. Fix me, motherfucker.
Yeah, fix me. Yeah. I'm right. I'm standing right here or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing right here. If Lynn doesn't get shot through the neck.
Mm-hmm. And again, it just feels like everything is like coming to an end. Not just this movie, but it feels like the entire trilogy is just like it's where it ends.
Yeah.
He timed that pretty perfectly. The second that Jeff saw that.
Yeah, the last chance.
Hope one day we get to see the scene of Amanda killing Eric that got cut. I mean, obviously Eric dies in a different way, so that would not be canon, but I mean, we could see it. I mean, if they put it in the director's cut, that would be really fucking confusing.
Yeah, it would.
Since he's alive in 4.
I say 4 didn't exist, and this was
at this point, he's dead right now.
Yeah.
Eric Matthews would be dead at this point.
Technically, he did just die. Yeah.
Yeah, his head just got crushed maybe within the last minute or two. I love when Art is like, like, what does he say to him? He says something like that. She doesn't even look.
No.
Yeah.
That was a lucky shot.
Yeah, and then Amanda gets one to the throat here, and it's like if Jeff walks in and shoots her in the head, then Jigsaw doesn't get to be like, I told you so. He has to do something that's gonna kill her, but keep her alive long enough for her to listen to the fact that she failed.
Like, haha, got you. Yeah.
Jigsaw has to bank on the fact that he's gonna give her a mortal wound, but that she's gonna survive long enough to hear this.
Right.
Yeah.
To like learn the lesson.
Which is just fucking as convenient as humanly possible.
This is, and he's still being so like, I don't know, tender.
I don't think he meant to tell her this. I think he's just like, well,
she's already dying. Yeah, she's dying already. Might as well. I love that this entire trilogy has been a test for her, to see if she was worthy enough. Like Saw 1, Saw 2, Saw 3, all the events was all her test. I think that's a brilliant way to end this trilogy that could have ended the franchise, and it would have been a nice wrap up.
Another nice touch there is when she realizes that she failed.
Yeah.
She releases pressure from her wound.
Yeah.
She's like, I don't deserve to live.
Yeah.
Yep. I disappointed him. I failed. Kill me now. Like,
she's holding it again. Never mind.
Well, that's probably it's like, oh, he's still talking. I gotta listen to what he's saying.
She does let it go. I think that does line up.
Because
it did show Troy in the chains in that montage there.
I did.
So it is her trap.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
He's like not letting anybody get out.
John looks older here than he does in Saw.
I was gonna point that out as well.
Like how long he's had those robes from Hogwarts. Like
he's definitely in Slytherin. Let's be honest. With the white hair, he's definitely a Malfoy.
And I just love that Jeff and Lynn are just standing there listening to all this go down. Like, they're not trying to escape. They're not trying to leave. He's not trying to save her. Like, nothing. They're just standing there listening to this.
It's impossible for me to think Jigsaw's an anti-hero. So you think he's a hero? Is what you're saying?
Or you think
he's just straight up a villain?
He's straight up a villain, yeah.
He is straight up a villain. I mean, what he does in Saw 6... I'm like on board with, but
I feel like
pretty much everything else
in Saw X will also be on board with.
But I'm not on board with some of the people, right? Like the janitor who's a smoker, the woman and the kid who work in the office who are just like nobodies. The dog pit or whatever. Fuck all those guys.
Yeah, like they're all shitty and shady anyway. So,
but as I keep saying, and I'll continue to keep saying, it's my favorite performance in the entire franchise is that fucking guy. You look at me when you're killing me.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
Well, that's it, isn't it? A bitch does one thing.
the way he says that shit it gets me every time.
Like he
It's
knows he's
fucking
fucked.
hilarious
Yeah.
and super sad at the same time.
Because he has that moment where he's like gonna cry. He's like, "Mm."
Yeah, that's why I like the director's cut ending where he drops the tape instead.
I do too. I like that little minor change as well.
He laughs as he shoots him. You know there's only one bullet in there. You put it in.
I love how Jigsaw is like, "What are you doing? Like your wife's dying. Go to your wife." Like,
yeah, bro, she's like a surgeon. Like, ask her what to do. She's like, "Please stay with me." This is sad, and I like the way she acts. This,
yeah,
she has no energy.
Yeah,
right.
She's like, "Listen, she needs to be like, if you do anything, I'll die."
Yeah.
Do you not notice this trap around my neck?
Right.
Like spread the love later once you're out of this. Right now, it's like, hey, look, the whole thing is if I leave, like we're gonna die.
He's like, honey, you always buy the most lavish jewelry. What is this?
What is
How much did this one cost me?
Why
Did
does
you
this
max
look
out
like
our credit
something
card
else?
on this one?
It looks like something they would wear in Wakanda. It's also really disturbing with him sitting next to Lynn's body with her head blown.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
It's gnarly looking. And they show it in part 4 as well.
Yep.
It's actually one of the more graphic things in the entire franchise. John's literally 2 seconds away from dying in 3. In X, he still has a few months. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just saying, even though he's like 10 years older, he's not going to put it aside.
No.
No one forgives you.
Is that right? Like, what? Why should we forgive you? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeff has lost it at this point.
I don't think he's.
Yeah.
But how is he
anything.
not? How is he not focusing on his wife? The fact that she's sitting there dying.
I know.
Yeah.
I would be like, yes, call the ambulance, get them here. And as soon as the ambulance got there, I would fucking.
I
throw
love
away
this.
They were walking in and be like,
Live or
"Come on,
die.
what happened?"
Live or die,
Plus-
make our choice. It's so
I mean,
God, it's such a good
Take
line.
Yeah, it's a great line.
Great.
I mean, just read the room.
Mhm.
Like,
yeah.
John's gonna die in the next like hour. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah, you don't make it that much longer. That's for sure.
It's not.
But
It's
the
not like you have to
hubris,
do
right?
anything.
It's the hubris. He's
Yeah.
angry.
He's like,
and
no, I
he
want
just
it to be
wants
by
do
my
it.
hand.
Yeah.
And
I get
yeah.
it. But he's dying. And Jigsaw laughs here.
Because it's a song.
See,
Sure. I laughed. I think that laugh is kind of like
he's happy.
He's realizing in that moment, I'm full of shit.
Yeah. Well, and not only that, I think more than anything, John didn't want the cancer to kill him. I think if he was going to go out, he was going to go out playing a game. I think that's what he's always wanted. I think his whole thing in the entire series, I think this includes Saw X as well. I really don't know. Like, who wants to die of cancer? It's a horrible way to die, but I think you would rather go out playing a game like this and be like, no, I'm giving you the choice. You could kill me. So when Jeff decides I'm going to kill you, that's why he has that little smile. It's like, yes, it wasn't the cancer that killed me. And I think that's all he wanted.
I also
That's a really good
think that I think there's this like kind of like nihilistic part of him, right? That's like his natural inclination is to see the worst in people.
Yeah.
Right? Especially after what happens with him and what we see in Saw X, what we see in all these different iterations now of these stories and like how people have let him down right and left, blah, 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 right? So I feel like when he laughs, it's kind of like a reaffirmation, a reconfirmation to him.
Yeah.
Of like, yeah, like this is what I expected. People are shit.
Yep.
Sure,
Like what a joke.
He gave them like such an extreme chance to change. And even in the face of like torture and death, they don't.
Oh, no.
Jeff gets more chances
He gets
than
Yeah.
anybody in this
Yep.
franchise.
100%. Oh. And then the montage of all 3 movies. Again, really wrapping it up in a nice bow here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bro.
And what a great final shot. I love it.
my God.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Great.
And then of course you got the awesome rock soundtracks from the early 2000s that we had in all these. That was a staple, but
so I don't know. I just that laugh could mean so many things. Like
it
as
could.
I said,
Yeah.
he kind of like he had his predictions, right? Because John's supposed to be this master at predicting the human mind, right?
Yeah.
Like that's his whole thing. And I think the majority of him, I think, okay, so what I think is here is I think that what he instinctually knows is that Jeff and all these people aren't going to learn, right? But that his more hopeful side, which is why he does the games, is he's trying to prove himself wrong. Like, no, people are better than this.
Well,
I can teach them something. And then when like he really proves himself, the more nihilistic part of himself, right? The laugh's kind of like, of course.
But I think it's also because he had that like near-death experience that changed his outlook, right?
Right, and he thinks
so
he's going to
it's
give
like,
that to people.
if I can have that, other people can too.
Yeah, but that's like the movie Inception.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. That's exactly what that is. That's the exact same thing. You know, in the scene where Joseph Gordon-Levitt is trying to explain it, he's like, you know, if I tell you to not think of an elephant, what are you thinking of?
Yeah.
Right. Like you can't force like an epiphany.
Right.
Right.
Course.
And in there, they're trying to do a natural inception. They're trying to make Cillian Murphy's character think he thought of it himself.
Yeah.
Because if he knows he got it from someone else, it's not a genuine inception.
Yeah.
And he's going to be like, it's foreign, it's not real, it's not mine.
Right. It's the same thing with this.
And it's the same thing with this. You can't like putting somebody through these torturous things. It's like beating your kids to keep them quiet and thinking that you've earned their respect and like, oh, look. And it's like, no, they're just scared of you, resent you. And then when they can finally move out of the house, they're not going to talk to you anymore. Like you circumvent it around like actually like going down the path that could lead to a good outcome. Right. And these kinds of things, they take time and a lot of people don't ever get better. But just putting people through traps like this, do I think some people would come out fixed? I do think some percentage, but it would be a smaller percentage. I think most people would come out even more hardened and even more ungrateful of life, being like victim mentality.
Who's that like girl that's like on? I don't remember which one she's in. Like she's on the news and she's like, I survived. Like she's like one of the survivors.
The one that's like, over the lawnmowers.
Is that her?
So
what I was gonna say
took those as like those are a lot of fakers.
Oh, you took them as a lot of fakers.
Those traps did not happen.
Because
what
I was gonna say is that like so Amanda and Hoffman and even Gordon, like the people that survive and that like become these like apprentices, like they're like sociopaths. Like they're not good people. Even though they survive traps.
You know what would be really cool is if we did do like a Saw 11 that takes place between 2 and 3 and we saw that chick hanging over the lawnmowers and
well good because I would love to find out how they wake up like this so
their hands are taped there. Who the fuck knows?
Like if the point of the game is not to let go or else you're gonna fall in these how the fuck did they wake up like that?
That's why I think they're made up. They're all Billy.
I could easily see them being actors that Bobby paid to like help with the lie. To
Bobby Dagan, is that his name?
Bobby Dagan.
Yeah. That to me, that support group is like half real people. All the people we know from that room, like the black girl gets her arm cut off, the junkie from
talk about ungrateful, by the way. Yeah.
Oh my God. What did I learn?
Handicap parking at the damn mall.
It's the best thing I got. So yeah, I don't know. I took everyone in Saw 7 to be lying.
Fakers. Okay.
Anybody who we didn't see in a trap is full of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of, I guess my point is just that I feel like everybody that's like surviving the traps then are all just like awful, evil people.
John
Mhm.
is right ultimately because his cynicism of human nature is proven to be fact over and over throughout the series. Yeah.
Mm.
So, Brazen Bull, Bull did. I don't know. So, Bob likes to throw in random comments sometime. Second, yeah, we talked about that. Okay, so we are jumping on to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. If you want to join us over there, we will be playing that with my brother Nathan and my buddy Alex from Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. I might even try to get Tony on that, but we'll see.
I'm so sad that I can't
yeah.
play.
We're going to talk about that on the live stream, but we're going to jump over to that. Chris, thank you.
Thanks for having me, guys. This was fun. It was good to get together again. It's been a while.
You were better than
Yeah.
Gabriel, as promised, and now we have to have someone better than you. We promise. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's been good. Great.
Yeah.
We definitely have to do some more live streams, figure some other stuff out.
Well, if you want to join us for 4, you're welcome.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, yeah, we'll be on next Friday.
Yeah. We'll see what I got. Yeah.
Time. So having another soft freak like myself on here is definitely good to bounce ideas off of, because you've seen a ton of these a ton of times, right? So like we've noticed a lot of the same things, and I'm the one who pointed out to you and made you rethink one of the scenes, right? What was that? You were like, oh my God, I never thought about that, but now I'm seeing that scene maybe differently.
Oh yeah, there was one. I don't remember what it was though, but yeah.
I remember saying it to you, and you're like, I never even considered that, and I was like, that's cool, because you know, we're both people who've seen these movies a ton. We've thought about them a ton, and it's like if we can spin them. And you said something tonight, I think, that made me go, or was it you? Somebody said something tonight that I was like, oh, that's a good one. I never thought about that before. Maybe it was just your chicken cross the road thing.
Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe that's what it was.
Like what?
Like shit, I never knew that.
The link for the Texas Chainsaw one will go live, and it'll be on YouTube, so you don't have to worry about it. If you do want to follow us on Twitch, you can find it in the descriptions and whatever. But yeah. So Chris, you don't game? You game? Are you?
I game here and there, but I don't have like a setup to like game and stream at the same time or anything like that. I have none of that taken care of. But
you don't have
I
to.
game here and there.
You can jump on. I got it. So if you ever want to play, let us know.
All right. That sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And until next week.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. All right, guys. Adios.
Nice.